We will be answering the questions by the end of the session. So make sure you are connected to our social media pages, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, so that you don't miss any of our updates. So without further delay, I welcome our speaker, Jinshit and Rajit. Over to you.
Thank you, Uma. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jinshit Rajamohan. I'm working as a function leader at Axia Technologies, and I specialize primarily in UX and UI development for automotive products. Today, we are going to have a small presentation on in-vehicle digital experience, the changing trends in modern cars. In-vehicle experience. User experience has become a primary factor in any kind of product design. It's a proven fact as to how Apple Incorporated revolutionized the smartphone technology by giving more importance to user experience while designing the iPhone. The same trend is hitting the automotive industry as well. The in-vehicle user experience is not just about the software and mechanical parts of a car. It is about how all these work flawlessly together to provide an enhanced user experience to the driver and the co-passengers. So how do we enhance this user experience? The key word would be humanizing the automotive user experience. Now, when electric vehicles came into picture, the traditional components of a car, like the internal combustion engine, the fuel tanks, and all those related stuff got removed. Now, this provided more space to incorporate advanced technologies. With the advent of autonomous driving, user has more time to do other things while he's not in the drive mode. So imagine how wonderful it would be if you could interact with your car as if it is your friend. Now imagine if it could recognize your voice, understand your language, understand your gestures. Then you would be able to communicate with the vehicle in your natural way. Now that is an enhanced user experience. And it has been made possible through advanced face, voice, and gesture recognition systems. Now again, people are highly reliable on the smartphone nowadays. Now they would prefer their smartphone experience to be present in their car. Now, connectivity and content is actually enabling this in the modern cars. Many people have Amazon Echo and Alexa devices at their home as well. So they're basically used to doing like Alexa, play a song, Alexa, do this, Alexa, do that. So it would be great if they could get that home experience inside the vehicle. And Alexa Auto is actually making this happen. The user experience also plays an important role on the business perspective as well. It is the new mantra in automotive market. It has become the key differentiation factor among car brands. Now, say for example, if a customer says, hey, all the features provided by you are also present in the other car, then why should I go with you? Now here, user experience plays an important role. It's not just about having all the features, it's about how it has been presented to deliver seamless user experience. Then of course, value for money. Many manufacturers are justifying the price of the vehicle based on the new technologies and user experiences available in the vehicle. Let us analyze how this transition happened in the automotive industry. The major change in the evolution of the car dashboard is evident for it. As you can see, the traditional cars had all the analog gauges to indicate speed, RPM, fuel level, the engine temperature, and related stuff. And they had the luxury of a CD player or radio to listen to music. Now, this trend continued like for a span of around 50 years, maybe starting from 1940 to the 2000s, maybe. Now, this completely changed with the introduction of digital technology in vehicles. The modern car HMI has more digital screens in the dashboard to provide better user experience. The digital dashboard can be seen in this image. So what you see here is like you can see the instrument cluster close to the steering wheel. Now you can see at the central area of the dashboard, you see the infotainment system there. And you can also see the rear seat entertainment units at the back. It's mainly placed at the head of the passenger seats. Now, although the end product might look simple with few displays inside the vehicle, the complexities and challenges involved in developing them are huge. In a typical modern day car, there are around like 100 control units, electronic control units or ECUs. Managing the increasing number and complexity of ECUs in a vehicle is a key challenge. The software in these ECUs continue to increase in line count, complexity, and sophistication. The next big challenge in the vehicle data is the vehicle data handling. Most data generated by a car are primarily of a technical nature. Various types of vehicle generated data can be used to improve the driving experience, increase comfort, optimize product, and also to contribute to societal goals such as improving road safety and reducing fuel consumption. The other forms of data is the one imported by the user, like the data from his smartphone. You can have your phone contact list in your car, your media players, etc. And also the data imported from external storage devices like pen drive, flash memories, etc. Now, real-time data processing and rendering information based on these data is a huge challenge, as the volume of data is increasing more and more with advanced features. As we move closer towards achieving fully autonomous vehicles, the complexity of hardware and software is increasing. Manufacturers are not only concerned about user experience, but also about the safety of their users. So we would also like to give you an overview of the individual components that make up the digital cockpit of a car. Now my colleague Ajit Kumar would walk you through these components in detail. Over to you, Ajit.
Thank you, Jamshid. A very good evening to all of you. Myself, Ajit Kumar. I am working as function leader at Axia Technologies. I am specializing in automotive HMI development. Before having a discussion about the individual components, I will try to give an overview about the systems present inside present day cars. Modern car come with host of safety features like advanced driver assist system, abbreviated as ADAS, as well as autonomous driving capabilities. The ability of modern cars to communicate with other cars is an important area of research and development. In these cases, a car's infotainment system is not just an entertainment system. In fact, it needs to work seamlessly with the safety systems, as I have addressed earlier, and deliver an enhanced user experience to the driver. With the job of handling all these important functions, car need multiple screens, intuitive HMI, as well as supporting processing centers. Okay, with this, we can have a little discussion regarding different components present inside a car. So we will start with the instrument cluster. So we will have a look on today's digital instrument cluster. Instrument cluster basically provides the basic informations required for the driver, like speed, RPM, fuel level, engine temperature, and also new driver assist informations, etc. In the screen, you can see the speed as well as RPM displayed. So The conventional instrument cluster that shows speed and tachometer in a car are transitioning into high resolution screens with switchable windows customizable by the user. It also provides critical warning like whether passenger buckled seatbelt or like engine temperature rise above critical level, etc. It all based on sensor data within the car system. Along with all the readings available from the sensor data, like here RPM reading, speed, etc. User has preferred view navigation and media information in the central area. You can see in the picture. The navigation system as well as the media information is displayed over there. He would have the flexibility to navigate to any of the feature like tire pressure monitoring system or trip data or fuel economy, any other additional gauges information, etc. So that is possible with modern instrument cluster. The system like instrument cluster is very complicated because since it has to process safety critical features, the delay in displaying critical information is not at all expected. It will be primarily running on a real-time operating system. The user experience also should not be compromised. That is the challenge. So we have some word about instrument cluster. Now we are moving to in-vehicle infotainment. The IVI or in-vehicle infotainment in a car is a primary screen or an interface that users see as soon as they enter the car. Cars are already equipped with mirroring functions like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, etc. You can see a sample in-vehicle infotainment system. Here, this is basically a touch screen provided in the central dashboard. The traditional features like media player, climate control is handled through touch displays. Additional features like an important feature, navigation, controls like cabin volume, cabin lighting, seat adjustment, sunroof controls are also incorporated in the IVA systems. However, with so many features in a standalone system, it need to be it need to be boot up as soon as the user enters the car. Even with this much feature richness, implementation is made in such a manner that it can boot up with all the important feature it support as soon as possible. So we have described about in-vehicle infotainment systems. Next, we will see what is heads-up displays. This is one of the latest add-ons to make life of a driver simpler. This display is a piece of transparent glass that is placed above the steering wheel or projector that project images to the windshield. So what it is used for? Vital informations like navigation, speed of the vehicle, lane assist system are all projected, and usually this is achieved with the help of augmented reality as well. Even traffic signs are also displayed. These projectors come with distortion algorithms to make sure the display info is visible only to the driver. So next we are going with a rear seat entertainment system. Rear seat entertainment unit of a modern car the implementation of the aim of rear seat entertainment system is, it is aiming like, it is not we are the real car environment is not neglecting the rear seat passengers in terms of entertainment options. Headrest of the front passenger. Seats house a dedicated screen for each passenger in the back. Like, we could able to accommodate some IVA systems on the back of the front seat. That is basically an RC. These systems act as an individual entertainment system for each rear passenger. These features are rich with a dedicated media player, mirroring options from Android Auto to Apple CarPlay. They also display host of the vehicle telemetry along with things like surround view with the help of cameras placed across the body of the car. So it's all based on the features needed for an RC. So we have go through different units inside car cockpit. So we have seen a rich graphics content inside that, along with critical safety informations also. So for developing this, so how can we incorporate these rich graphics, maybe 3D, 2D, etc. There are dedicated tools available in the market. So some of the tools are listed over here. Trending UI tools like Qt, CanC Studio, CGI Studio, Altia, EB Guide, Android Studio, Unity, etc. Each basically these tools have a UI design section and a logic handling section. UI will be designed using Studio, IDE, or XML configuration. The underlying HMI logic will be developed using native languages like C, C++, Java, etc. So these are the tools which will help us to develop rich 3D and 2D graphics content. Not only this, there are so many other tools as well, but we have just list out only some of the tools which are in demand. To have more insight into how OEMs and tier ones are competing, let me introduce you to certain futuristic concepts by certain car manufacturers. So they are showcasing their capabilities in enhanced user experience. So you will have some basic idea about all those. First one is a concept developed by Daimler, one of the major automotive player. You may watch the video to understand the extent to which in-vehicle digital experience has changed. So we can start the video and you can.
The Mercedes-Benz NZ F15. Unveiled in 2015, this car is designed to provide its passengers with autonomous luxury in motion. It is a self-driving vehicle which comes equipped with a 4-seat lounge. Inside, you'll also find 6 digital displays that form a 360-degree virtual environment for the perfect immersion.
I hope you enjoyed the video. We are giving one more example. Like the second one is a different concept developed by Rolls-Royce. So you can see what
103 Easy. The 103 Easy is Rolls-Royce's take on luxury automation. Like the Mercedes NZ F15, this vehicle is supposed to be completely self-driving and provides its passengers with a luxury environment fitted with all the technology you could ask for, including an artificial intelligence system, OLED touchscreen displays, and levitating luggage compartments.
Okay. Through this short webinar, I hope you have got an idea of how the technological advancement has improved in-vehicle user experience. So in near future, your car is slowly becoming your best companion. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the session. And now it's the question part.
Thank you, Jinshit. Thank you, Arshit. We'll go ahead and take some time for questions now. So just a reminder, please be sure that type your questions in the link in the chat box or in the Zoom link. Okay.